We are now in the borough of Lebrija to talk about a very interesting project which includes mothers, head of families in the rural sector. This is a project that is part of the Productive Alliance of the Ministry of Agriculture. A productive alliance or partnership is the one that integrates producers to state institutions and marketers in a union to take forward a large production project. In the case we are referring today, we talk about the production of Creole egg. In this productive partnership participate 61 producers that belong to organizations of Comuflor in the borough of Florida Blanca and Amucale in the borough of Lebrija. Each of the producers have received some benefits from entities that have shown their support economically, logistically, and with training programs. The project looks for improving or increasing the producers' profits, their quality of life, and the development of a draft cleaner production that has an important criterion for handling the relationship among animals, plants, and soil. As this is a partnership project, each producer is largely due to manage with own criteria a whole technological process and a social and environmental development. These three components are critical in the development of this experience we are going to show you today.
My name is Norma Enriquez. I live in this house in a farm La Meseta de la Vereda El Salado in the borough of Lebrija. I'm part of this project of organic egg. As we can see, this farm is ecological and poultry. I belong to a peasant association of women, Amucale. This project is funded by the Plateau Corporation of Bucaramanga, the Ministry of Agriculture, and the Town Hall of Lebrija. The first thing we did was to start with the appropriate place where the hens will be, well known as a barn. For doing this, we had to look for a suitable spot. Analyze the airflow. We must take into account the cardinal points. After this exploration, the barn was built. Now I would like to show you the internal areas of this place and what do we use for grazing. We are in the cellar gallon. Here, the food of the hens is stored, while the eggs are sent to distribution. As biosecurity, I must keep salubriousness rules, which are wearing the appropriate and complete uniform. Then we pass through a liquid to disinfect our shoes. I have to do this to avoid diseases in the hens. Hello ladies, how are you? Are beautiful. What about those sex girls? How are you girls? How is it going? They are happy. You are having a bath. This is the barn. There are now 90 hens, but this space has a capacity for 200 birds. They have 6 different areas to eat their food and 5 for the water. On the floor, a material known as tamo de arroz that must have an amount of 10 centimeters. The measurements of this barn are 10 meters by 5 meters. During the day, the hens stay right here. They have to feed themselves in a specific schedule and also prepare for a ride that is generally in the afternoon, when they go out for grazing. At that time, they eat worms and they are back at 6 p.m.
In our project, we talk about Creole egg to differentiate it from the production of the conventional egg. Actually, starting from commercial chickens that are locked after 16 weeks, we have a more ecological management. What does it mean? The birds in here are in freedom. They have rooms or an appropriate barn. They are fed based on proteins that are plants with a high content of protein, giving color, flavor, and special nutritional factors to our eggs.
As here we produce organic or ecological eggs, the food we give them comes through a bank of proteins such as the guandul, the plantain, carrot, pumpkin, and this helps us to improve this quality of egg. In addition, the hen receives a special food for themselves in hours in the morning and the evenings.
The ecological production is focused on developing a clean production process. It means that the agrochemical products are not present in the Creole egg production. The feeding process is based on balanced and nutritional supplements without any chemical background.
This is the area where we collect the eggs twice a day. However, most of the production occurs in the morning. It decreases a little bit in the afternoon. Eggs should be collected carefully and constantly. Because if they are left close to the bird, they won't put any other egg, and they will stay in the nest for an indefinite period of time, and this will reduce considerably the numbers in production. When this happens, I take them out of the pen and I put them in a different place so they get used to putting eggs again. Because if a bird stays with the others under these conditions, they will take its feathers away from its head, causing wounds on it.
This productive system has characteristics that are not outside to the egg production process. One of the characteristics is its reproductive cycle, because every time they put an egg, it can be assimilated with the pregnancy of a woman. Poultry or working with birds require more hours of light in order for the egg development to be appropriated. To have the ideal size, here we use artificial light, from which birds reach a weight of 1,500 grams and start the cycle of putting eggs. In this way, we can have egg cycles with 16 hours of light, and it allows an excellent formation of them. This process must be slow, so they don't feel a sudden change. Then, from week 17, they will start with half-hour light distributed as follows: 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes at night. In this way, you will increase half-hour weekly until you find 4 hours of artificial light, 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours at nightfall.
Once the eggs have been collected, we take them to the cellar. There they are cleared because some of them have stains. We do the classification and we put them in a suitable material that facilitates the marketing.
We're talking about an organic, ecological, or clean production. This project is lacking of a certificate, the seal of an entity that ensures that all the steps have been followed. Apart from this, since the beginning of this project, women who work here were taught the importance of following the rules of good poultry practices in our production. These practices have guaranteed that the egg they collect gets to the market. Selling this product is easy for its outstanding qualities. It is an egg that contributes with proteins thanks to the special food of the hens and the well-being sensation we provide to our birds. These rules or standards, along with the ones of biosecurity that refer to permanent cleanliness, the use of water of excellent quality, the use of medicine to remove parasites of hens at the time of grazing, and a permanent control of feeding them, allow us to succeed in our production if we compare it with a conventional production. Here, the bird's density is low compared with other productions in the barn and free spaces. All these considerations are transmitted to the egg produced, here in this place, and are translated as an added value of our product.
When we have collected the eggs, they are cleaned with a light material to remove stains from the shell. Once we do this, we classify them and get them ready for sale. Most of the hens we have here are the species light brown, with favorable conditions for the eggs, since its beaks has a condition that prevents them of breaking the eggs once they are in the nest.
All the productive agricultural activity ends up with an egg of very good quality. If you follow all the steps we have been speaking about during this program, we will conclude that the ecological egg we have here meets the minimum requirements of the Colombian laws. These requirements are reflected as an added value in the eggs of these producers' women. Another added value is the consistency of its parts. A fact that positions it as one of the best eggs in the market, because it makes us different from the conventional egg on our idea of providing a better welfare to our chickens. It means the treatment they receive from our women and the environment where this project is developed. Finally, we found that this egg of good quality must be valued by the idea of the project as it was conceived. An ecological egg that gets to the Colombian's table as a top quality producer, free from chemical elements and willing for a daily consumption because the egg doesn't produce cholesterol.
Here we have a control of daily registration for each hen. We keep record of each collected egg through a specific form in which we sum up weekly and monthly. We also add in this registration the amount of food we provide the bird twice a day. We should also consider the vaccination plan that is performed every 12 weeks to enhance the immune system, preventing diseases caused by bacteria because they are usually fatal. To avoid parasites, we use garlic in the water of our animals. For individual diseases, we call a vet immediately. In the case they die, the veterinarian will do the necessary research to find the reason of its death. In here, the eggs are classified, ready for sale. We use a cardboard at the top to avoid they get broken when being transported by us or by the seller.
The idea is that our final product has traceability that allows women who work with hens to know exactly when did they collect the egg, when was it classified and ready for consumption. Besides that, giving a condition of quality which it can be measured. So in the case of having any problems with the product, we know at what moment the egg had faults. It is important to talk about natural resources in the ecological production that are properly managed for the project itself.
I have many benefits thanks to this project. Apart from being productive, it's didactic because of the training we have received for 3 years already. I didn't know anything about chickens or eggs before. Now I consider myself a trained person who is able to manage another vein with 500 birds. I would like more projects to be done in the future, to give opportunity to many other women of this area, the benefit of being trained and having a household income, because it allows integration of family, and the money improves our quality of life. The ecological poultry is a bet on a clean product, free of chemicals. Here we only work ecology, and for our health is something really important.
To finish this stage of the project, we have to bear in mind three basic conditions of this process. Firstly, the social aspect. This has been a project where 61 women, head of families, have received benefits. It allows social cohesion. Secondly, the environment. We have said we have good poultry practices with Ecology aims for having a healthy and nutritional production that can be taken to the consumer as a final product of excellent quality. The third condition is the economic one a project must have, because we require funds to improve the quality of life of its participants. In those terms, a large-scale poultry farming is by itself a productive company. Today, we believe that being the smallest scale, with small producers, allow us to increase the income of a peasant family and warning that people inside of this project to improve their quality of life.